God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Dhanshri, Dhanshri,
Ji.
please tell us about yourself.
So I graduated from National Law University of Punjab in 2022. Thereafter, I worked in the Allahabad High Court for about a year, and I worked at ICICI Bank for a year after that as well.
You said you worked in Allahabad High Court. Was it a temporary job?
No, so it was right after graduation. I was working under the aegis of Advocate Pradeep Rai.
True. Acha, acha. It is a it's a private job. That's what you are telling.
Yes, sir.
But the way you were speaking, I thought you are working under the Uttar Pradesh government, Allahabad High Court. ऐसा
No,
मत
no, no.
मत बोलिए.
Ji,
So you
understood,
please
sir.
tell I was a junior under a lawyer number so Mr. So and so for so many months. How many months you were a junior?
I was there for about a year, sir.
What did you learn from that senior?
Sir, the work primarily entailed of GST filings that I was a part of, and most of the work was related to service matter litigation.
Okay. Now, um, in what way do you think your knowledge there will help us in Exim Bank?
So, my experience while working as a junior with an advocate, firstly, relating to whatever I had learned with law is something that can be applied elsewhere as well. Apart from that, the high pressure environment that one is required to work in high courts also prepares an individual to work in high pressure environments in other areas as well. So I would say that that is a highly transferable skill that I have learned while working with the advocate. The expediency with which one is to conduct and carry on matters is something that I've learned uh, um, while working with the advocate, and I saw myself doing the same thing when I went to ICICI Bank. So I can confidently say that this is a transferable skill to have, and this is
What
something that
what
can.
were what were you in ICICI Bank?
So I was working as a legal manager at ICICI Bank.
What was the packet they were giving you? Pay packet.
So the pay package as such was 16 lakhs per annum, wherein the compensation structure was divided in a manner where 4 lakhs would be given at the end of a financial year. So upon completion of one whole financial year, the candidate was given 4 lakhs. Before that, the compensation package used to be 12 lakhs. So in total, it used to be 16 lakhs. So we
It
could
is
say that 4 lakhs is like a
it,
deferred allowance or
it
a.
is it's a good package. Why did you leave it?
So I left owing to my deteriorating health, and there were many reasons. Prime amongst them was the work culture at the bank.
But don't tell this as a reason in the Exim Bank interview. The reason being, nobody would like your previous employer to be criticized. 100% that is a fact. But you can't tell that because they will think once you go out of Exim Bank, you will talk like that about them also.
So I have
You
understood,
you
but
you are a lawyer, Baba. You are a lawyer and a very matured girl. So थोड़ा polished करके आंसर देना है इसका.
so I just wanted to understand from your end also what could be the reason, because this is the actual reason which I faced over there. So should I mince my words and say that the reason was something
Yeah, some
else?
yeah, some other thing बोलना है. अच्छा, was it that you were asked to work for longer hours?
No, sir, no qualms about working under high pressure environments and for longer hours. No qualms about working that way. But the culture was such that it didn't suit me. That is the real reason why I left.
Mm, culture in the sense, you mean each one complaining about the other or one trying to hit at the other, not physically,
Yes,
mentally.
yes.
Was it like that?
More so like that, with the seniors mostly that
Yeah,
way.
see, seniors would always like consider you as their competitors and they would like to undermine you. Even here, When I speak to you, I always put myself one step above you and try to put you down only. Is it, are you not visualizing it? Though you may not see it here because we are not seeing each other. That is what will happen anywhere in the society. When a person joins for the first time, the others will try to treat them. They have to treat good, but they will treat in a different way only. It happens. Doesn't matter. This cannot be a reason. Uh, that's what I believe. Because, I know ICICI Bank is a bank which doesn't pay fully. If you say money was the consideration, I would have accepted it. The pay package was low, then that is fine. Then next is, are you applying for IBPS legal and all that? Legal officers?
No, no, sir, I haven't applied for those profiles yet.
Why?
So I was not aware of the vacancies, and I am primarily geared towards something that was to do with the private sector.
So Exim Bank is not a private sector.
Yes, sir, it's not. The position here is open for 3 years only. The
Acha,
selected
acha,
candidates will.
contract. Acha, it is
Ji,
contract
ji.
basis. Oh,
Yes,
Baba,
sir. Yes, sir.
then my first question will be, why you want to join a contract job? You were working in a permanent job. What is your answer?
So primarily, uh, contract job gives a candidate the freedom and the flexibility to explore options elsewhere as well. So I wouldn't say that while I'm working at ICICI Bank, it was a permanent position for me. However, Exim Bank, the reason why I wanted to join Exim Bank is because the arrangements it has had with other banking units across the globe. It has had syndicate banking arrangements otherwise also, which gives me a lot of opportunity to work in a government unit while not having the um, rigidity of always having this job, while also um, exposing myself to the kind of work the government does via this bank, and which also enables me to be in a position where I could interact with other stakeholders as well, which is amply lacking in.
What is your father?
Sorry, sir.
What is your father?
So my father used to work in the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Oh, good. Who is now Home Affairs Minister?
It is Mr. Amit Shah.
Yeah. Who is the President of America?
So it is Mr. Donald Trump, who has
What
just
are the
been named.
what are the various changes in laws he has brought? Tell me two or three.
So right away, right now, the changes that he has brought.
Yeah, he has brought it on first day itself. Today is Wednesday for you.
Right, right,
Yeah,
sir. Right.
and
So
he brought it on Monday itself. Certain changes. You must go through about those things because you
yes,
are appearing for Exim Bank interview.
right, sir. With respect to the changes that has been that the President of United States has brought in, has to do with immigration, because I think
No,
as
don't
a lot.
elaborate. Don't elaborate each point. Tell the points.
Okay.
He has brought some 25 points, but out of them, at least three, four you can tell.
So right off the bat, I can recall one which stated that children of immigrants who hold the H-1B visa, which is like a work visa, will not be given citizenship of the United States. So
Correct.
this is
Good.
something that.
That is these two correct. Another one, work from home abolished.
Okay, so
These two doesn't matter. You can prepare about all these things.
yes, yes,
You are you
I'll try
reading
to.
newspapers I am providing?
Yes, very recently I wasn't able to because I was not keeping well. So I will catch up on the news as soon as I can.
What do you think will be the job role you have to perform in our bank?
So the job role that I understand is, as I mentioned before, that the Exim Bank has been involved in a lot of syndicate banking arrangements. So the kind of arrangements that I've seen before at ICICI Bank were of the nature where there was a consortium of different banks. So that had enabled me to look at various arrangements and agreements. So I believe that the syndicate banking arrangement that Exim Bank has been a part of and will be a part of will enable me to look at many such agreements, or such agreements that are akin to what I have already looked at ICICI Bank, something to do with intercreditor agreements, security trustee agreements, and so on and so forth.
Like you can say like drafting of agreements and
Yes, sir.
vetting of
Drafting.
agreements like that. You can tell like that. Good. Please tell me about IBC.
Right, sir. So IBC is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of India, which was enforced in 2016. It was brought in as an addition to um, uh, the various financial laws that we have in India. For example, the SARFAESI Act that we have, and the RDB Act that we have. In addition to that, we also have the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, wherein the first part of the code deals with the insolvency and bankruptcy of the um, corporate debtor, while the second part deals with the sole proprietor, and there is one more part that deals with the partnerships as well. Uh, it has been in news since its implementation, and rightly so, because um, the country has been going through a phase where many such corporates are either coming into the picture or leaving the financial market itself. So when we talk about
No,
such
no,
news that
sorry.
has come up,
Sorry. Insolvency bankruptcy code. This for this, I think maybe as a lawyer, I would have expected a better response.
all
Please
right, sir.
search in chat GPT and try to give me the essential points out of it, like some company law tribunal, appellate company law tribunal. Then it helps in getting it done within 6 months, something like that. Some specific points are there, which are aimed at bringing realization quickly. So I would like you to approach it from the angle of a liar. Okay.
All right, sir.
What is the difference between bailable, non-bailable funds?
So bailable and non-bailable offences are classified under the Indian Penal Code. Bailable offences would clearly mean where, upon commission of a crime and upon the arrest, the arrestee is given a bail by the court. So the bail amount can be paid by a guarantor, and the bail can be granted to the arrestee. And then, however, there is another classification which is a non-bailable offence, um, in which the arrestee is detained by the court till the trial date, and thereupon the trial and whatever happens in the court hearing, basis that the bail can
Which
take place. So,
which legal case is being talked about now in newspapers, social media nowadays? Yesterday, day before yesterday, today.
sir, could you provide me with a context
No,
with respect?
which decision or which case is being discussed more in social media?
So I am unable to recall
Why?
any case
After
that
all, you
is.
are a girl and you must be reading newspapers. The
Yes, sir. So
Calcutta court
yeah,
case, ये भी आपको
right, sir.
कैसे याद नहीं आएगा बताओ.
No, no, sir. I remembered. The thing is that I was thinking in the context of social media, if a judgment has come up with respect to social media.
No,
So I was unable to
no,
recall that.
I'm no, 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 not with respect to social media. It is
Yes,
being
yes.
talked about more in social media. What is your view
Okay.
about the judgment? Of course, we
Right, sir.
can't comment. We cannot comment. It's only our academic discussion. Do you think
Right.
such a punishment will do, or like Donald Trump is stating that he wants to bring capital punishment? It is not there in America. He wants to bring it in our country. Capital punishment is there, and this person was not given capital punishment. So, what is your view regarding this?
Sir, in this particular
I
case.
know I know it's a very political or disputable question. In which case, what you can do as a woman, my view will be like such crimes must have still severe punishment. Something like that. You tell that and conclude that. Understand?
Yes, sir. Right,
Yeah,
sir.
that is all.
So,
Yeah.
in this particular case, the Honorable High Court of Calcutta has given out a judgment where it says that uh, the prime accused in this case has been granted life in prison.
Mm,
Um However,
correct.
sir, as you mentioned a point about capital punishment, there have been several cases where the judiciary has itself said that this is a punishment that is to be given in the rarest of the rare cases. So, this isn't something that the Supreme Court or any court for that matter will bring up against an individual or against the accused for um, any crime that takes place. So the facts of the case are very very important when it comes to these cases, and the Supreme Court, in a number of judgments, has stated that this is a rarest of the rare kind of punishment. And we have seen that crime against women, of course, is on the rise. But speaking from a legal standpoint purely, such cases and such instances have to be considered very, very carefully, because the last case where capital punishment was brought to the fore was the Yakub Manian case, where the Honorable President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, had given a go ahead for capital punishment. So, such
Mm.
cases, again, as I said, have to be considered with the utmost
What do you know about
care.
Bapu Asharam case?
So, Bapu Asaram case, as I can recall, is a case where he was accused of rape. And
Mm.
if I'm not wrong, he was also accused of murder as well.
I
And
did not. Yes, yeah. He after the case was initiated, he has murdered so many others. That's what the movie says. I don't know. There was a movie on that. Anyhow, doesn't matter. We will stop that with that. Please tell me one or two points about law of limitation.
okay, sir. So, law of limitation, as an essence,
Yeah, briefly. What is law of limitation? Why? How? Like that. Should
uh,
there be law of
uh,
limitation? Yes or no? And if it is there, what is the period now and how it is beneficial for our system?
all right, so as you mentioned, law of limitation can be understood in the sense that if a suit is to be brought to the notice of the court, or if a matter is to be brought to the notice of the court, there is a timeline within which it can be brought in. So, for example, if a matter has taken place or a case has taken place several years ago, then there isn't any cause or effect that can, or something that can be done to remedy the situation after, say, n number of years have passed. And on the other side, on from and having an outlook from the side of the system and from the side of the judiciary as well, if we have such cases wherein the limitation period has crossed, as in the period within which the remedy or the damages could have been provided to the party has passed, then it would only mount to pending cases, and a lot of cases would be pending in the judiciary as well. So
Dhanashri,
from
Dhanashri,
yes, sir.
I am very sorry. You are a lawyer. You talked
Yeah.
for 1.5 minutes now on this limitation. Never was there a mention about the period. Say, you could have started with an example in the case of demand promissory notes. The limitation is 3 years. Agreement, it is 12 years. Mortgage, it is 12 years. You should have talked about that and then started telling so many other points you are telling.
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind.
Brief answer, to the point, concise points are to be told. Don't you think you were never near the point about limitation?
So I was just giving the background, and I was coming to the
No, no.
period that is three
True.
years.
Background, we can do it if you are going as a lecturer in a class for 1.5 hours. Here, it is an interview for 10 minutes. And within these 10 minutes, you must create an impression. You have, see the fellows who have been selected, you watch the successful candidates' videos, OICL and other places. See, they always used to tell the points briefly, concisely. So don't think I'm
Understood, sir.
criticizing you. Please keep this in mind next time when I meet you. You must be able to tell me to the point and get my rating as high one. Now I will give you 70 or 75, but this may not get you the job.
Understood, sir.
Understand?
Understood. Understood.
Pl-
Absolutely, sir. I'll keep that in mind.
Yep. Sorry for making, because I am not a very competent person, except that I had the opportunity of working under the law department for about 2, 3 years as a stenographer, long back 70s. And I had a contact with the big lawyers of Chennai of those days, very reputed lawyers. But that alone is my, and other contact is only what I have read in books. Honestly, I don't know much about law, but I have been able to get selection for many of the lawyers just because of my interest in this line. Best wishes. I would like you to concentrate in while giving. You just go through all my questions and give me
Right, sir.
brief answer in three lines for every question. Four lines.
Understood, sir. I'll prepare that way only.
Thank you. God bless
Understood.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.